In the name of Allah, the most gracious is the most merciful. I am Dr. Mohammad Nauman Khan from Islamic College, Peshawar, Pakistan, in collaboration with Batman University, Batman, Turkey, with Professor Dr. Elakan Kaplan. Title of my presentation is Bridging Tradition and Scientific Knowledge, Quantitative Ethnopharmacological Investigation in Marghasar, Beliswat, Pakistan, with paper ID 663. These are the contents of my presentation: introduction, objectives, material and methods, results, conclusion, and lastly recommendation. Introduction. Ethnobotany is a multidisciplinary field that studies and uses knowledge of plants and their environments in relation to their social, economic, and cultural importance. Medicinal plant-based traditional medicine has a long history of usage among both urban and rural residents, especially among indigenous communities. Many impoverished communities rely on medicinal plants as a means of subsistence. Flowering plants make up the majority of medicinal plants. Herbal and botanical medication have their origin in the ancient medical system and are derived from plants in one way or another. There is a wide range of ways for preparing and administering herbal medication, including powder, decoction, infusion, and poultices. For tropical nation, medicinal plants have long been an economic lifeline. Over 4.5 billion people in the global south rely on plants for medicinal purposes. The basis for healthcare system may be provided by an estimated 35,000 to 75,000 medicinal plants which are deemed helpful for addressing gaps. Medicinal plant diversity in Pakistan. It has about 6,000 species of higher plants are reported to till date, in which 600 to 700 species are used for medicinal purposes. In another report, Chaudhary and Qureshi reported that nearly 37%, around about 266 species of the total of 709 endangered species are endemic to Pakistan. A recent study has revealed that the endemic species of Indo-Pakistan are over 600. The center of evolutionary radiation is Kashmir, Northern Balochistan, and Chitral. We can also say that it is Northern Pakistan. Endemic species may also be explored for ethnobotanical, pharmacological, and pharmaceutical activities. Medicinal plant diversity in the world. So, about 258,650 species of higher plants are reported globally to till date, in which 10% plants are used to treat different ailments. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature and the World Wildlife Fund (WWF), there are between 50,000 and 80,000 flowering plant species which are used for medicinal purposes globally. It has been estimated that herbal medicine are used by more than 80% of the world population in developing countries to meet their primary healthcare needs. Today, approximately 40% of the pharmaceutical products are derived from natural sources and traditional knowledge. The global market for medicinal and aromatic plants was $62 billion, and estimate suggests that it will reach $5 trillion by 2050. However, that certain plant families have higher proportion of medicinal plants than others. For example, Apocynaceae family like Araliaceae, Apiaceae, Asclepiaceae, Caneliaceae, Gotiferae, and Menispermaceae. These are my objectives. There are three objectives of my study. First, systematically record the medicinal plant used by the local communities of the valley, focusing on ailment categories, part used, such that leaves, fruits, bark, etc. Preparation method, for example, infusion, paste, poultices, etc. And administration route through semi-structured interviews and field observation. Second is apply quantitative indices such as RFC, UV, etc. to assess each plant cultural relevance, therapeutic frequency, and consensus across environments. Third, evaluate how traditional plant use contributes to local livelihood, for example, income generation, subsistence healthcare, especially in remote communities with limited access to modern health services. This is my methodology. So, field survey, field observation, and quantitative analysis of ethnobotanical data. Studies first field survey. So, study trips and field survey were conducted during the flowering and blooming season in between 2018 and 2020 in Marazar Valley, Swat, Pakistan. There are different sites in Marazar Valley, such that Spelbande, Kukre, Margazar, Sheratrap, and Islampur, Pakistan, to collect different plant species. Second, field observation. So the field survey include observation, field walks, collection of plant specimen, pressing and preservation, identification, interviews and questionnaire, poaching and herbarium deposition. Third, quantitative analysis of ethnobotanical data. So various ethnobotanical indices like use value of plants, relative frequency of citation, and family use value were used through different methods as reported previously by Shazia Sultan et al. 2006. So for use value, the formula is given. For relative frequency of citation, the formula is given, and family use value, the formula is also given. So we use these different formulas for quantitative ethnobotanical data. Results: a total of 108 plant species belonging to 56 family were collected, which are used against different diseases. A total of 25 local informants were interviewed, including 15 men and 10 women. So I divided demographic data, socio-demographic data in four groups. First is gender wise, second is age wise, third is education attainment, and fourth is occupation. Family distribution. So family like Asteraceae were the most diverse family, which share 9 species, followed by Lamiaceae, which share 7 species, Euphorbiaceae, which share 6 species, Rosaceae and Solanaceae, which share 5 species each, and the rest of other family like Polygonaceae, Rutaceae and Moraceae, which contribute only 4 species each. Diversity in life form. So herbs were the most dominant life form class, which contributed 61 species, followed by trees, shrubs, and climbers. Plant pot used as a medicine and mode of administration. So leaves were the most common used plant pots, and decoction were the most common mode of remedies preparation. Quantitative ethnobotanical assessment. First, relative frequency of citation. In my study, relative frequency value ranges from 0.08 to 0.76, in which highest relative frequency citation were recorded for plants like Justica adultoda, Oleoferugenia, Psychorum intybus, and Virginia ciliata, 0.76 each. Other important plants with higher RFC value were Ficus palmata, 0.72 RFC values, followed by Geranium colinum, Acacia nilotica, Hyoscyamus niger, which share 0.68 RFC values each. Some other plants which share lowest values of RFC are Phinus ruxburgii, Erythema jiquamantai, Silybum marinum, Euphorbia heterophylla, Origanum vulgare, Persicaria hydropiper, Romex dentatus, Prunus domestica, and Vitis jiquamantii. Second, use values. Dominant plant species with regard to high use value were recorded, such that Justica adultoda, Psychorum intybus, Erigeron canadensis, Tribolus terrestris, Acacia analytica, Hyoscyamus niger, Musa paradisiaca, Ficus palmata, and Virginia ciliata as decreasing order. Plant species with low use values were Romex dentatus, Prunus domestica, Asplenium delhousi, Erythema jiquamantai, Polygala ipseniaca each. Family use value. So the family use value identify the significance of plant families. It shows the abundance of species. It is an index of cultural importance which can be applied in ethnobotany to calculate a value of biological plant taxon. Families like Acanthaceae, Zygophyllaceae, Papilionaceae, which show highest family use report. Some other families which show lowest family use value were Spleniaceae, Drypteridaceae, Vitaceae, and Thymeliaceae. Traditional therapeutic uses. So first species is Asplenium delphosai. We can locally say Quanjay. The life form is herb. Decoction made from the whole plant is used to treat tuberculosis, hepatitis, and gonorrhea. Drypteris ramosa. You can see the picture of Drypteris ramosa in slide. It is an annual herb. Decoction and infusion prepared from the leaves and stem are used to treat for diuretics, stomachic, antibiotic, and astringent and febrifuge. Teres vitata. We can locally say atir. It is a perennial herb. The paste made from leaves are used against cough and flu, antiseptic purposes, hypertension, and wounds. Cedrus deodara. We can locally say diyar. It is an perennial tree. The oil obtained from the stem is used against ulcer and skin disease. It is also used as carminative and antipyretic purposes. Ecorus calamus. We can locally say that huaga. It is an herb. The powder and extract prepared from rhizome and leaves were used against dysentery, diarrhea, rheumatism, intestinal colic, flatulence, diuretic, and toothache. Erythema jacquemanti. The local name is margerai. It is an herb. The powder obtained from rhizome is used traditionally to treat emetic, flatulence, colic, diarrhea, body pain, nervous disorder, and snake bites. Asphodilus tenuifolius, we can locally say piazake. It is an herb. The juice, paste, and powder were prepared from the different fragments of this plant, which are used against scorpion bite, jaundice, and piles diseases. Berberis lysum. We can locally say quere. It is a shrub. The fruit and decoction obtained from the roots and fruits were used against diarrhea, jaundice, antiseptic, antibiotic, and aphrodisiac purpose. Conclusion. This pioneering ethnobotanical survey in Marazar Valley documented 108 medicinal plant species across 56 families, underscoring the region's rich botanical diversity. Has dominated 56%, with leaves most frequently used parts, and decoction emerged as the preferred preparation method. Quantitative indices revealed key medicinal plants such as Justica adathoda, which led across matrices like highest relative frequency of citation and use value, which are used traditionally for treating cough, rheumatism, snake bites, and swelling and eye infection. Fever species like Aspleniaceae and Polygalaceae still exhibited significant therapeutic importance as evidenced by the use of Asplenium delphosai decoction for treating gonorrhea, tuberculosis, and hepatitis. These high use value species likely contain bioactive phytochemical, positioning them as promising candidates for pharmacological validation and drug discovery. Recommendations: prioritize high use values and relative frequency of citation species such as Justica adathoda, Psychorum intybus, and Asplenium delphosai for targeted biochemical screening. Following methods refined in regional studies. Conduct bioassays such that antimicrobial, antioxidant, cytotoxicity, etc. to validate traditional uses using decoction and preparation method matching local practices. ensure high data quality via repeated interviews, diverse informant sampling, including women, and rigorous questionnaire checks. Partner with regional universities or botanical agencies to establish frameworks for pharmacognostic validation, quality assurance, and safety evaluation. For example, heavy metal analysis, microbial contaminations. Thank you all.